Okay, so thank you everybody for joining the webinar today. So I've got Adam on from FocusPoint, who will be giving you a good look around our e-commerce solution that's B2B, also does B2C, but it does integrate directly with SAP. And I'm going to stop talking and let Adam take over. So here's to Adam. Enjoy the webinar. Please ask questions as you see fit. Over to you, Adam.
Perfect. So my name is Adam Rosenthal. I'm the channel manager for FocusPoint. A little bit about FocusPoint and why it's different. As you can see, in our line it says SAP Business One is not just what we do, it's all we do. So FocusPoint is pre-integrated into Business One. We're using a direct connection. We have about 400 customers. We like Julie was saying, we do B2C. B2C is what we would call a softball. The majority of our customers may do some B2C, but all of them have complex B2B. And so today, what I want to get you familiar with is a little bit about what we can do. We are a horizontal platform, but we can really, there's some vertical, we can actually work in any vertical industry. It's not a developed platform, it's a configured platform. So so it's quick time to market, low cost of ownership, never any transaction fees. And the great part about working with Ascari is they're our premier and only partner in the UK. Plus, they also do a lot of hosting in the US. So we have, between the two, we have a lot of customers together. So I'll go ahead and move on with the demonstration. The first screen I want to share with you is what we call omni-channel or multi-channel, meaning you're selling your products, but you want to open it up to different markets. We support that fully as well. You can visit our page and go through some of our packages and what we do, but really we do work with Julie and we do one-on-one demonstrations. So, at our core, we help connect your products with your customers and we give them different ways of buying. Instead of having a monolithic, go find it and click, I'll show you today a few different ways that your buyers can actually connect with you. But the way we operate is we want your customers to spend time on your website. So let's show, I'm going to go through our customer portal. Now, anything you see here, look at it like it's a blank canvas. So if you don't like colors or you don't like placement, that's really up to the company's interpretation. So landing on what we call our payment portal or order portal, you'll see here we have outstanding balances, last ordered. But because we are SAP certified, what you'll see here, what your customers will see are all transactions. So let's say we're looking right now, we are looking at the order history. This is a live system. I can actually go item level and reorder. So again, this is one way of having them reorder. Any pricing in Business One, whether it's just a standard catalog or custom logic, any pricing and all pricing in Business One will be, we fully support. So here are my invoices. Now on the top, you will always find these open squares. That is if the customer owes money. So you can do multi-select and pay. We support over 200 credit card gateways. Once the customer is paid, we do the respective financial transactions inside SAP. We do have quoting workflows, and the quoting workflows are either mostly centered around customers having you have products that the customers, or it may be products are high volatility in pricing, and so your customers want to ask you for a quote. We do have workflows. If your sales reps are using SAP, we have very complex workflows where the rep can send the quote and then the customer can get alerted. They can approve or not approve. Once it's approved, it goes into SAP as a direct order. We support returns. We also support those pesky credit notes where the customer can actually use these to pay on account. Moving on past this, I'll show you some other ways for your customer to order. Number one, if you have have products that are easy to order through Excel, all they need on the Excel is the SKU and the quantity, and they can just literally import the file and order. Now down here is pretty unique because these are your categories that are on your main website. But what we're looking at here is items that they've ordered before. So if I'm a, excuse me, if I'm a dentist and I'm buying from, this is a dental supply, I come over here to impression material and there's little pictures showing in stock, and I can quickly put my number in and add to cart. So this is another way. Moving to the inventory for just a moment, we support essentially unlimited warehouses. There are no hard and fast rules, meaning if I have 3 warehouses, I can show the 3 quantities. If I want to show in, in FocusPoint the total number in stock, I can do that as well. In this particular case, they're not showing quantities, they're just showing in stock or out of stock. So again, this is just a different way of ordering quickly based on items that I've ordered in the past. I'll move on to a few things, but one other capability we have in this particular portal is, they have customer statements. So here we fully support that. This is a very, very detailed customer statement, but in addition, they're also, so in the last one you just saw a few things. Here they're showing the returns. They're showing blanket agreements, so they have purchase agreements where customers, this is fully supported in SAP, where they agree to buy X amount in a period of time. And then here they're also showing external files, so maybe an uploaded purchase order as well. So again, this is just another take on our portal, but they want to show some additional information. Getting on to really something more of the presentation layer. So this is a website. This is B2B. We're gonna, I call this the Amazon type experience, because they have their monthly promos, their closeouts as well. But here, this is all B2B. I am logged in. So, but here they're showing in stock, but this is one of these where it's volatile. They have called for price, but typically you can just click on a quote button. And if a customer is shopping, through your catalogs and they come across 5 items, let's say one of them has a price and 3 of them or 4 of them do not, they say quote. When FocusPoint pushes the order into SAP, they'll split the order and then they'll put the order into the quote side of SAP, and then the others will go into the order. Now here they're showing 11 in stock. They're also showing we have something called available to promise. So available to promise is actually can look at purchase orders to see when those products are going to land. Moving on to maybe another buying experience. this is, we have a lot of customers that do something that would require style, size, and color. So this customer sells apparel for heat resistant. And so when I go now, and when I'm showing you these items, don't look at it, well, I don't sell clothing. Look at it as maybe functionality you can use for the products that you do sell. So we have little, things like you see the sale. So right inside SAP, because SAP is always going to be your single source of truth, you can just click a box, put it on sale, give it the pricing. FocusPoint will pick it up automatically and have, let's say, the sale, or let's say you have some items that you're no longer going to sell anymore. You can mark those as discontinued or clearance. It can put it in the clearance, as you see here, the clearance side of FocusPoint. And then what it's also going to do is once the stock is gone, it will not allow to go negative, won't allow back ordering. So let's go to one of these items. So I want you to notice here's the master SKU here. Let me grab another one. Maybe something with other colors. All right, we'll use this. So here's your master SKU inside of SAP. The way FocusPoint works, we support what's called style, size, color, meaning if you're selling medication, pharmaceuticals, and you want to sell, I have one bottle and it could come in 6 ounce, 8 ounce, 12 ounce, but I don't want to list all my SKUs. This is exactly what you're looking at. So when I go to size 48, if you notice here, it's changing. If I go to tall, it's changing to 48T. So we can organize your SKUs to make it easy for your customer without having to list all your items in a list for you. So some other technology here is I can, let's say I wanted my additional information here. They want employee name, and on the name bar, we have workflows for this. We have e-forms that have workflows. So in the workflows, this will actually, when this is entered into SAP, it will follow this particular workflow goes to the sales order. So let's say I need help, then all of the measurements would go into the sales order as well. We do fully support attachments. So if I wanted spec sheets, size charts, these are all Adobe files. And then, we have specifications, all different types of additional information you can have. So this is not just apparel, it's the ability to have that style, size, color, add attachments, things of that nature. I want to share with you, if you're selling things like parts, let's say you're in the marine industry or the auto industry, we support exploded parts. So customers can drill down, find the subsection they're looking for, and add to cart. There's a couple ways we do this. There's a third-party service, but we can also, if the company, your company manufactures it, we can use the PDFs to actually put these in exploded parts. We also, FocusPoint has its own product configurator. The product configurator can be used for many different applications. If you want, if you have a product and then you have a subset of items that you can buy, you can do that. Or in this case, this customer makes both transfer cases and transmissions. And their problem or challenge was they wanted their customers to be able to configure an item that had over 20 million possibilities, and they wanted to make sure it was correct each time. So with our configurator, when I click on this, it's going to give me this. These are our e-forms, and by simply pulling down different questions, as you can see here, there's not only the bill of material, but it's also showing the SKUs as well. So one choice here may be, 3 pieces, right? Versus, so here this has 5 pieces, this has 2 pieces. But when I'm doing this, we're using what's called cross compatibility, meaning if I grab something here, it may go up on top and change another selection. So I'm going to grab this and say no yoke. Oh, that was funny. Speed module. And so what I actually have here is a finished product. Now, what I can do is, if I want, because this can be B2B or B2C, but I can save this configuration, build another one, and then at some point submit one of them or all of them. But once this form is submitted into FocusPoint, it will then move to SAP as a sales order, and will also, it could be either this company's building them, but let's say they were just selling these parts. So FocusPoint can either create a sales BOM or a production BOM. Now, the way we operate with our functionality is we're going to look for another BOM that's just like this. If there is one, we will reuse it. If not, then it will create a new BOM inside of SAP. When you look at Advanced Adapter's website, you'll notice it's pretty snazzy or snappy website. So with FocusPoint, we can be the whole website, or if you have an informational website, then we could be a button that says Customer Portal. This is a decision that you as a company makes. There's no extra charge if you want us to be the whole website. Many companies we work with have expensive web developers that are always, you're kind of waiting on one person to do everything. With FocusPoint, we have a team of 30 people, so we could get your company potentially out of that web business and give it to us, and we take care of everything, including all the data that moves through FocusPoint. One area I wanted to show you, because I showed you this website before, but I'm moving into the back end of FocusPoint. So in the back end of FocusPoint, even though all the data is here from SAP, so if I go to the customers and I click customers, what you'll see, all of these are coming out of SAP, but we do have some dashboards, and there's data in FocusPoint that's a little bit different than SAP, like orders, because we're not looking at the orders that are in SAP, we're looking at orders that have come through FocusPoint. So with these dashboards, you can actually create your own dashboards. So here I have my order totals, I have incomplete orders, popular search, right? So they're actually looking at what are customers searching for inside FocusPoint. My last orders. Here they have best sellers by quantity. This is really, really good information, and you can't get this out of SAP because SAP, you essentially could, but this is looking at just the FocusPoint orders, and here's how much I've sold of my best sellers. This is good information. Now you could add more of these, you could take these away. So wanted to show you that this customer's processed, fairly new customer, 874 orders. They have low stock indication. They have 6,500 roughly registered users. We also support what we call, yes.
Sorry, I have a question for you.
Sure.
From Carl. In the question box, it says previous order. So I don't know if you want to expand on that, Carl.
Yes, please, Carl.
Yeah, just a quick one, Adam. I know you showed the example earlier of if you had a previous order, the customer can effectively just quickly do a follow-up order or repeat one. If the prices have changed, there's a promotion running, does it take the live price from B1 or does it push forward the price that was on the order before?
Well, good question. If they reorder it, it will use current pricing.
Great.
Yeah, it will use current pricing. In fact, we have, I'm going to add one more thing, because there's a universal language, and that's beer. So I'll show you some other technology around ordering. I'm hitting a test site right now. Anytime you see FocusPoint, so with this customer, we have some other. Let me log in.
So basically, Carl, everything comes from SAP. You change it in SAP, it changes on your website.
100%. But we do have some other technology. If you have a company that is ordering throughout the day, what you can do. So there's a couple of different things. If I want to quickly reorder and not even go to invoices, these are already pending, but I could come to my web orders, right? Not ones that were manually keyed in. So I showed you how to do the manually keyed. You go in through the portal, but here you'll see your web orders. You can, and so essentially there'll be a copy button. You could copy, you can edit it. Now, some additional functionality is, again, this is all configured. You can leave this, or in SAP, we can configure it that if this order stays open, the company can come back in and keep even though it's in SAP, they can remove or add items and update, change addresses. Now, until someone like you locks the order down inside SAP, why would you want to do that? You have multiple people that are going in during the day adding to that order. So maybe at the end of your work day, you'll go in, lock it down, then it can't be changed anymore. So this is just another way of reordering also. You would use the reorder on the order portal if it's, let's say, maybe an older order, or that's just the way you want to go ahead and shop. Does that answer that?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Perfect. So with FocusPoint, we also have, no, that's not it. Oh, here we go. With FocusPoint, it comes standard with an employee sales rep portal. Now, it's not a CRM, but what it does is it allows you to assign business partners per rep. And what I'm looking at is active carts, yes, no, meaning, so what this does is it allows your reps to shop on behalf of your customers. It'll also allows what we call multiple carts. So if, let's just say there's someone at this MVN that's also creating carts, that's fine, but the reps can come in, they can view their cart, they can view the cart list, or they can shop on behalf of the customer, right? So I can come in here, I can buy as well. So here I'm showing stock in Ontario, California, and also Mississauga and Burnaby. So there's 2 Canadian and 1 US warehouse. So you can have, again, that just to move through that multiple warehouse. Okay. So unless there's questions, Julie, or if there's something else you want me to talk about.
No, I think that's fine. I do have a couple of questions in the chat. Do we need to be very technical to implement this?
Great question. No, you do not. For us to integrate with a SCARI, it's about 3 hours. We're definitely going to lean on, potentially a partner for a couple different things, but no, you do not have to be technical. Well, I don't know, are there any other questions? But no, you don't. You just have to, during the project, we assign work to you, we have work to do, we work together to get you live, but it's definitely not a technical, it's more just a business understanding.
Next question. What happens if we have an issue with FocusPoint? Do we call our partner, SCARI, or you?
That's a good question. So because we're SAP certified and we only speak Business One, many times a customer, so obviously if it's an issue with FocusPoint, we have 24/7 ticketing. We are US based, but we do have customers all over the globe. So we have our SAP consultants all over the globe covering. In fact, we do have one of our coworkers in Wales. So you'll create a ticket. Those tickets are based on, urgent, whatever the temperature is of the ticket. We will go in and look. Many times someone did not set up a item correctly, or it's missing data. We can go in, we can look, we can fix, close a ticket and show you what you did wrong. If it gets to a point where there's something where we need, let's say, the partner's help, we work in the back end with SCARI. We're very close with them. Like I said, we share many different customers, throughout the US and the UK. So we make it really simple. There's never going to be, let's say, a he said, she said, because we understand Business One.
Final question. What if we already have a website that has a web shop? How easy is it to move to yours and replace?
So many, that's another good question. I do get that a lot when we work with prospects. In many circumstances, there's good information that we could gather out of that website. We talked about it earlier. If you have something, like for example, this is really common. We have B2B customers trying to use Shopify. Shopify is a really good, amazing platform, but two fatal issues. It doesn't really talk to Business One very well, and it really is not meant for B2B. So we can convert information out of Shopify pictures and things like that to make this easy. And I don't think we really talked about this, Julie, but the average time, to go live is 12 to 14 weeks. So it is a pretty quick process, and it's predictable. So from again, that cost of ownership, it's inexpensive to implement, and the cost of ownership is predictable because we do not have transaction fees.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, anybody?
I'm used to asking that, sorry.
No, it's all right. Good luck. Carl, have a question? Got your hand up?
Sorry if it's already been covered, Adam. If we've got a range of products that are private label and only available to certain accounts, can it just take the SKU list based off the price file? So the SKUs that are seen are unique to the account, or are they kind of all items are available to everyone?
Great. That is a really, really good question. So with FocusPoint, it's a little bit of both, but bottom line with FocusPoint, we have what's called item brand restrictions. So when a customer, and that's very, very common, when they log in, they only can see what they want. However, we have something called business partner targeted banners. So let's say you're contract manufacturing and you have maybe a new product that you want to share with them in a banner. You can do that as well, but they will only see their products, and it will always, always, always enforce the SAP pricing.
Brilliant, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Good. Anything else, anyone? Or is it time to go for a cup of coffee and a sandwich? Okay, all right. Well, if we have no further questions, we'll end the webinar. This has been recorded, so it will be sent to everybody afterwards, so you can watch at your leisure. And I will follow up with everybody as well, just to see your thoughts. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.